What? Go live. Man, this camera needs adjusting. Yeah, that'll do. Hey AJ and Panov, yes, we're back. You know, your life's taken a turn into different phases when you get excited about things like bodily fluids out of, yeah. Hey, the cat paid, rupee. Great, now I've got a MagSafe on that. Why haven't I got a MagSafe showing up on that? What in the heck is going on there? Yeah, we've been trying to collect his pee because we're trying to determine if there's glucose in his pee because of the diabetic indicators. And we've been waiting from about midnight last night, so about the last 18 odd hours. And yeah, finally it happened. Yeah, long wait. And then we had to immediately pipette it out of the litter tray and put it into a container. Not much point doing it into a sterilized container though, because it's like the litter tray was, even though we wash and scrub it and all that, just the contaminants in general falling from the ceiling everywhere is enough to throw the results. But since it's just for a glucose test, it'll probably be okay. Hey, Stockholm's Oscar. And Block 2's back. So, we've got a new chassis here. This is a known working chassis. And yeah, okay, looks like we've got a dead screen on the other one then. Bugger. Yeah, because, yep, well, we'll let MRI run through and see what it comes up with anyway. So it looks like dead screen. You watch cricket match? I used to, as a youngster, watch a lot of cricket. The era of people like Alan Border, Rodney Marsh, stuff like that. The War Brothers, the Chappells. But yeah, not anymore. Just no time for it. I enjoy playing cricket. Two cats. Two cats would be nice to go back to, but yeah, two cats. I think if you're going to have a cat and if you're not living at home permanently, then you really should have at least two cats, because otherwise they really do get bored. And same with dogs. You should always have a companion for your cats or dogs. We have a few more than two, but maybe a few too many more than two. I think 3 is a nice level if they all get along. Like if they're from, say if you get the mother and 2 kittens, then that's actually a nice combination that works well because they all generally like each other, they get along, there's not so many tiffs. But when you get 3 distinct cats at different ages, it can be a little bit nightmarish sometimes. Hey, Christian Iverson. Let's see how this MRI is going. Let's do a memory test. Yeah, Wi-Fi is complaining probably because I don't have it connected in properly. It looks like we've got some sensor issues going off there, but I'm not too concerned about that. The battery, yeah. Hard drive, yeah. We'll be curious to see what that sensor one is. We can always run ASD on it and see what it comes up with too. Hey, rest my tech. Funnily enough, that's the first ever screen failure that I've come across. The question is it? Yeah, it's just like, why is it a screen failure? Particularly that it energizes, that's what gets me. Well, I'm sure someone better than me can pull apart that screen and replace the flex, because I'm sure as heck not going to do it. I've pulled apart a couple of... Oh, okay, I was complaining about the battery, temperature sensors, and the light sensor for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. Oh, because the camera is not connected, that's why. Okay, so this board is basically in perfectly good health. So the board's fine, screen's jacked up. That's no fun. I didn't get any money from that one. Maybe I should make the board faulty so that I can say I fixed it and then I get some money. But that's not a very ethical thing to do. And of course the person watches this channel sometimes, and so they will know that I did that, and then I'll be in big trouble, and then I'll never get another board job from them again. So yeah, not a good idea to do that. The only thing I'm annoyed about is the fact that I did clean that, but that's just alcohol wash, so I'll be fine. That was that corrosion spot that we had there. Alrighty, so you just need to be... yeah. I'll reassemble it back in the original chassis just to be sure. Maybe... yeah, maybe I didn't quite plug something in right. And dot your I's, cross your T's sort of situation here. Scratch your nose, because that's what happens whenever I'm on stream for some reason. I just get this, gotta scratch my nose urge. Must be all the lying I'm doing. It's a lonely loner. Oh, he's lying. I wonder how many people actually get that reference. In some ways I almost don't want to fully reassemble this. I think once I've confirmed that it definitely is a dud screen, I'll probably leave it in this state, and I will consult with the person and say, look, it's a dead screen, but this board's okay. What do you want to do? Do you want to just leave it split apart? But I suppose from the point of shipping, then it's better to put it all back together. But yeah, I'm still surprised that it's doing that. Naturally, I forgot that. Coburn, that's actually MRI, which funnily enough reports itself as 3S155, but it's different to the 155 that you're normally used to with the ASD test. Okay, so put that back in there. The MRI works for anything up to 2014 from 2012, I think it was. Try another board. Try the board. Panov, yeah, we did, and the screen works in the other chassis. Am I into music? I am to a degree, but I really don't get much of a chance at the moment to listen to it, which I find annoying because I do find it useful. Most of the music I listen to is things like Enya, ERA, classical, sort of synth from the 80s, Jean-Michel Jarre, Oxygen, that sort of stuff. What else? Yeah, just a lot of things. The less English it has in it, generally the better. The more it sounds like it's actually just all instrumental, the better for me. Mostly because of my hearing processing issue. If I'm trying to latch onto words or try and understand lyrics, it's not much chop for me. Eric, I cannot specify exactly how many cats I have walking around here because some of them are fosters, some are rescues, things like that. Better if I don't, just in case people are trying to cause trouble. Anyway, all our cats are contained within cat-proof enclosures, and we've got them all up to date. The vet clinic knows all about everything, and we are in with the rescue group in this town, so we sort of have a little bit of a leeway. Mostly because you actually there's a three limit cat in this town, but we have to rely on exceptions for the fact that we're trying to assist in the reduction of unwanted cats. Tubular Bells didn't quite like that one at the time that I was listening to it, but that was a long time ago. Lorena McKennett, I particularly like the Highwayman on Lorena McKennett. That's quite good. What else? Secret Garden, that wasn't bad. I mean, I enjoy also top 40 type stuff. This is obviously... Anyway, I'm wasting my time here with this. The screen's definitely not any good there, so something's wrong with that panel. It could be the cable, it could be something else, I'm not sure. And it's not really for me to diagnose at this point. So we will just hastily reassemble this. At least the board's good, because I'm sure there'll be other chassis that this could fit into. And it's always good to have a solid 34-37 board on hand. At least you can depend on a little bit more than the 00165s. Okay, so that one's done. Alright. Say service specialist, an ITM2. Let's see. I'm going to go get another laptop I've got, but it's on the other side of the house at the moment, so you're going to have to give me about 2 minutes to get it. So sit tight, watch the chair, and see if you can give me better numbers than Eli. There we go. Chair watch time. Enjoy. ABC Classic is a good listen to. I have listened to ABC Classic sometimes when driving. I do find it's a little much for me. Maybe it's a little too classic-y classic. Maybe I'm more into hip classic or something, I don't know. Anyway, it's not something I generally listen to anymore, unless I have to. Puts me to sleep too much when driving. Alright, we've got a 165. You can tell because it's got the... you guys can't see squat. What do you do if the cat craps itself? Yeah, I'll probably explode. No, max overhead. There we go. You can tell this is a 165 MacBook Air 1466 because it's got the small diagnostics interface on this one. Okay, no solid state drive again. We are connected on the battery. Interesting. This one supposedly also is a no-go. So we'll plug in our MagSafe again and see what happens. as well as our solid state. Let's see if we get any brain activity. So we've got 5 volts. No, we don't even have a fan spin. Okay. This is more classic dead, so I guess I'm happy for that. There's a chance I might actually earn my lunch on this one. Hey Aussie Geek, or did I say hello to you before? I can't remember. It helps, Paul, if you remove the battery. A1466s are nice machines to do on a Friday evening when your brain's a little bit rotted out and you just want to just stumble your way through some repairs without having to activate the brain matter too much. So someone just mentioned that they missed a live stream. Hopefully they will realise that I'm live streaming again. What am I doing? Not using my brain, that's for sure. I should be visually checking to see if there's anything of note on this board before I pull it out. Just checking that it's switched over. So 00165. Now we do get MagSafe come up, but we do not get a fan spin or anything. So that could be RTC clock, could be PCH, HSIO switch. Could be SMC, even though we do get the MagSafe. Getting the MagSafe is not a guarantee that all of the SMC is functional. It's just a guarantee that some of the SMC is functional. Come on, how'd you get? So 1466 no backlight. Oh well, that should be fun. Those ones are fairly routine walk in the parks, usually. I suppose I should be careful what I say. I might jinx you. And then you'll be all like, you ruined the job on me, Paul. And then I'll be like, well, you shouldn't have spoken about it in the first place. Okay, I'm not happy with this camera angle. Come on. We can do better than this. Damn it, it's Apollo 13 all over again. And everyone's going, stop it. You're making us sick. That'll suffice. I think the lighting is the bigger issue here. Hey David, good to see you again. It's a MacBook Pro Core i7 2.17 inch. Isn't that a dead GPU on that one? I'm pretty sure that's a dead GPU type one. I did pretty good this week, I gotta say. I did end up fixing that A1466 with the SMC corrosion damage, where we had to basically rebuild half the circuit beneath the SMC. That ended up working fine. The customer just wanted the data off it, and then they said that I could have the machine because they already bought another one. So it was very nice of them. I mean, I did pick it up with that sort of agreement already in place anyway. And then the other night I was really fortunate and picked up a late 2013 27-inch iMac, which is a first for me. I've never had an iMac before, let alone a 27-inch one. That's not a Retina one, that's just a 2560 by 1440, but it's a nice resolution nonetheless. It ended up having a bad hard drive. Unfortunately, I was able to get that out without damaging anything, and put a 1 terabyte solid state in, and away it goes. And so now I'm trying to work out what to do with it, because it's a nice machine, but I feel kind of bad if I run Ubuntu on it, but my business runs on Ubuntu, so I could do that, connect a second screen to it, because I do have a second screen for everything. But it just kind of feels wrong to not be using macOS on a Mac, and the fact that the Wi-Fi won't work if I don't use macOS. I tried it with Windows 10 and it definitely didn't work, and I tried it with Linux and it definitely didn't work. So for whatever reason, you can only seem to get the Wi-Fi to work on macOS. Nothing really there either. But this one is definitely dead. Why was cat peeing so important? Cat has kidney issues. No, it's we had a blood test done because he's been having a lot of issues the last 9 months, and the blood test came back indicating that he's diabetic. And so we're trying to determine whether he has diabetes causing that, or whether it's something causing him to have diabetic indications. Cues, I'm looking for a mid-2012 MacBook Pro 15-inch Retina A1466, that would be. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, I did score one of those chassis though. And now I've just got to find a 3332 board to go in it. The board sort of works, but there's something quirky with it, and so I'm thinking bad CPU or PCH connection somewhere. And so it wasn't something that I was willing to try and fix up for the client. Oh, well, that might be our problem there. Interesting, I don't normally see corrosion on that one, but I would say that's going to be our main fault. Nothing on that side. Interesting that it would bring down the whole system. Too busy yibber-yabbering about other things. Bit of junk there, but always check this one here. This is your 1V05 PCH HSIO switch chip, and that can really give a lot of dramas if it gets affected by anything. Pretty much anything along that back edge is problematic. Alright, so we've got this big cap here. Let's have a look, see what its resistance is. Ah, damn fluffy, itchy nose. It's like I've got a hair permanently on the tip of my nose. It's probably my own beard. Okay, we've got it. Okay. PNOV, I'd sooner say it's the RAM, because I've already done the U8900 and several other things. Alright, that cap's shorty short. What are you actually shorting? I'm going to bring up Flexboard View and have a look. I'm trying to be a proper person here and using my job system for this. Okay, 7710 and 5 VSO. Well, they'll about do it. They'll stop the fan if that's shorted out. Yeah. So we can say, we'll just say we're going to replace the item. Tested short. Mino spell correctly. G'day. Alright, let's get that replaced then. Like I said, it's still a little weird. I don't normally see that cap get taken out. I guess it's just the luck of the draw. Yeah, that is the backlight IC. It's just that it's the IC looks untouched, which is rare. But normally you get your corrosion around about there. But this one decided, nope, it wants to be here. It's half welded on. Come on, there you go. Paul, put the link in chat and advertising best board view software. I have no idea what that is, yeah. I do need to do a better job of that sort of thing. Here we go. Alright. I had a 00165 with internal short the other day. Well, in the board. That's no fun at all. I think what the worst bit is when you chase it for a little bit too long. And we don't have a short anymore. We've got a nice healthy 1.2, so we're good. Hopefully in a couple of weeks will be some exciting stuff coming out with Flex Board View. Stuff that will change the industry a bit and upset a few people, hopefully. At least that's my goal. But give it a couple of weeks. Things are pretty hectic for me right now. I've got real life type issues to deal with. I've got a heck of a lot of fencing to still do. I've got enclosures to build. I've got animals to look after. I've got people to look after. And as much as this work is very important to me, because I mean it is my bread and butter, this is my income, I still have to, some things you just have to put aside and sort of go, I've got to look after these living things before I worry about the money. And then you just naturally eat into your own savings, of course. But anyway, enough of my whiffle waffle. We're just chopping all this back because you do not want to leave that corrosion wicking its way under the coating, the paint coating, because if you clear it up now, in a couple of months it will still be growing otherwise. Even if you put it through ultrasonic clean, it can get past that. It will survive an ultrasonic clean. Really, my take, it was a bad RAM? I'm actually quite surprised about that. I would not have expected that. Did you run memcheck 86 or something on it to find that? That's the first I've heard of that. So, good on you for diagnosing that. Most people would have just carried on complaining to me all the time. More about the update. Let's just say we're going to hopefully, I don't want to say too much, I'll jinx myself, but we should hopefully be able to cover the other segment of the repair market that we haven't been able to touch recently, but other programs have, much to my frustration. Now you see, I'm not a very strongly competitive person in terms of maybe competitive is the wrong word. If you come up to me in a bar and you call me a chicken or a yellow belly or some other sort of insult like that, I'm really not going to give two craps. I'm just sort of going to go, oh, well, you know, fair enough, whatever, and just move on. But if there is something technical, if I'm sort of like trying to corner a market myself and someone else comes along and starts to also try to corner that market, then yeah, I'll probably start to fluff up my feathers and get a little bit crazy. And so I've been trying to fluff up my feathers a bit lately, well, for the last year or so, and I've been having trouble with half of my feathers. But hopefully that will be all a thing in the past soon. And it should also blow a lot of things out of the... It'll be a bit of a market disruptor for a lot of people. I think I've said enough. Anyway, I'm putting a lot of money into it because there was really no other way for me to get to the solution I wanted. But I'm hoping it will be worth it. What if someone called you a Victorian? Again, I really couldn't give two craps. But I see where you're trying to go with that. Mind you, I suppose the easiest way to annoy me is to patronize me. Well, okay, that's one of the easiest ways. The other easy way is to be on the highway in front of me in a car and pull out from a side road when I'm driving 110 kilometers an hour, the speed limit, mind you. Pull out when you know you don't have enough room in a car that can do perfectly good speed, and take your sweet time getting up to speed and then still not making the speed limit, and then increasing slightly, then decreasing, then increasing. It's like, use cruise control for God's sake, you flippin' pain in the... yeah. I've been driving on the highways lately and it's reminding me of why I generally hate driving sometimes. It's like, you got cruise control on cars, people, use it. Sometimes I think I should just record my antics in the car. That would probably give me a lot more views and a lot more subscribers than this sort of stuff. Do I need a beta tester? I've got a few of them. Make sure you don't get plucked. Yeah, that's for sure. My general philosophy with business is to get up every morning and just try to outrun, be faster than the other gazelles that have been chased by the lion. I have to work on a police officer's MacBook Pro. Milk down. Oh, yeah. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Okay, Cormac. Take care. Hey, Bailey is me. How's things down there? You guys getting any of that polar blast? Let's see. What's this cap? It's a 603. Holy dooly, it's a big one. 1 microfarad, 25 volt, 603. It's funny it's 25 volt, but it's on the 5 volt rail. Interesting. They've probably done that because they found that it was more optimal in placement. Like when you... I'll talk in a second. Best I get my caps. Alright. Let's get this out of the way. A big old box of caps. We could turn that off for the moment. And did Paul just knock the camera again like an idiot? Probably. When you design boards and then you're also doing pick and place for them. So what have we got here? 1 microfarad, 50 volts, but you kind of look 805-ish, but you're probably 603. If you've got a value that you need for a board, say you only need 10 volts for that location, but if in the process of trying to optimize the time it takes to populate these boards, because these boards have a few thousand parts on them, so if you can shave off your time to go back, take the head back to pick up from another reel, and then come back and place down, if you can save 1/10 of a second or even half a second by using a value that's preloaded somewhere else, or you've already been at it, then you just go with that. It's like, whoopee, okay, you're using a higher voltage than you need to, but you save time on the assembly line, and therefore that's worth more. Because, I mean, these things are 1/10 of a cent at the best, particularly if you're Apple. Yeah, what am I after? 1 microfarad, 25 volt. I'll see if I can find the exact one anyway. But I've got 50 volt 10 already. Cold and windy hail. Cool. Interesting stuff. 1206s, 805. Okay, well, that's definitely not 805s back there. 10 microfarad, 16. 10 microfarad, 25 volts. Was that what I was after? Yep. Oh no, I want 1 microfarad. 1 microfarad, no. There we go. Now there can be some variances. Again, this all comes down then to your design parameters. There can be some variances such as maybe you can't use a high voltage in some cases because the ESR of the cap will be too high, in which case then you strictly say, well, no, we can't take the alternative option because it will stuff up our design. But if it's a pretty loose generic type situation, then you go, oh yeah, why not? So that is why you can end up with parts that don't seem to make sense on a board. Are you an Element 14 person? Yes, I am, John Finn. Yeah, been with Element 14 quite a long time, back when they were Farnell. I'd say it's getting on about 12 years now I've been with them. I used to order a lot more stuff off them than I do now, but because I don't do manufacturing anymore, I don't tend to need as many reels of parts as what I used to. They do occasionally call me up and say, did we upset you or something? And it's like, no, the business model fell through because China was able to manufacture and sell all the things that we were designing for cheaper than what we can even buy the parts for. So, they were retail selling stuff that at prices cheaper than my bill of materials. It was kind of depressing when that sort of thing happened. Morning, Ohio. Yes. Hello from Paris. What's the other pole? From Rossman. Oh, right, the shiny top pole. Using green paste for repairing scraped areas. Yes. Thank you, Ed. Greatly appreciate that. Always appreciate free money. Especially when I feel like at least it's going somewhere good. Like cat food. And believe me, we go through a lot of cat food with all the rescues and things like that. We probably anything up to $200 a week easily, because we're not buying cheap junk that kills cats. We're buying yeah, the stuff like, well, we get this New Zealand supply stuff now, Ziki Top or something like that, and then there's a bunch of brands that we buy that they cost a lot, but they're good quality stuff, because you really don't want to be rescuing these animals only to end up giving them complications because you fed them trash as well. I mean, yeah, we could probably get away with using medium grade stuff, but we have been trying to avoid that for a long time, especially with our own. I mean, it's most of the stuff you get from the supermarkets, it's probably equivalent to just feeding your pets McDonald's every day. Yeah, it's fine for a treat, but it probably shouldn't be something that is a daily food. Is Wes Components still around? I'm actually not sure. Hey, Wade Watts from Tasmania. Good to see you. Duvachel's down Tasmania. I mean, it is already hot enough up here that I can't go outside working any later than about 9:30 in the morning now. I started getting sunburn. I'm getting an olive tone. And I was only out till 10 this morning. And then I started back out there at around about 3:30. And it was just still too hot. So winter's gone. Let's see if we get a booty. Okay, I don't know why I made that weird noise. Well, we got a fan spin. That was a very Rossman-like look. Hey, Bert. Yes, you made it. Well done. I didn't hear a bong yet, but anyway, hopefully MRI. MRI will not run properly on this, but it will boot. Q says, "What's up? You gave up in CNC, or you still get to them?" I just ran out of money. I have not had enough money to go and get that thing. There are too many other pressing requirements for me to spend the money on. Okay, so we're booting now. That's good. Like I said, MRI will not work on this. It will lock up. I don't think I've got anything. No. And there's no ASD I can run on this yet, because Pernov gave me instructions how to modify 3S155, so we can create, I think it was 3S156, which will work on the 2015 machines, but I haven't done that. If someone would kindly do that and send me the image, I'd love you, but too much hard work. Hey, Annie Renard from Belgium. That's the second person from Germany we've had here today. Belgium. Did I just make a fool of myself? No. I think, yeah. Did I? Well, this did crash as expected, but like I said, MRI does not run on this one, which is a shame. Just makes it that much harder to diagnose these. Come on, Paul. Let's see what we've got in the archive box. Yeah, sorry, yeah, other things definitely do come first. Should we put FreeDOS on this? I should just clear out the things that I don't know what they are. Oh, I wonder what that one is. Yeah, you have to modify the bin file, and I just haven't got around to doing that. Like I said, Pernov gave me instructions, and the instructions are perfectly clear. I just haven't done it. Let's see. I don't know what's on this stick. We'll find out. What's that diagnostic software you use for macOS? Justify, there is... now this is the 64-bit MRI. And that will do, I think it was 2011 to 2014. Pardon me. And then of course there is the usual ASDs, which, you know, there's a whole bunch of those. Failing that, you can just boot something like Ubuntu or memcheck 86 if you're trying to test your memory. You have a few different things, and if you do have the person's bootable drive and you can boot into that, then you can run things like Unigine Valley test. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think you got me beat on my USB drawer. Yeah. Oh look, this one is actually okay. We've got this. That actually was a Ubuntu boot. I'm shocked. See, which screen is that? It's not that light. No, it's this one up here. It's the LED light eclipse. Where do you get the MRI software? Unfortunately, I can't answer that on stream. Sorry, just can't. To be truthful, there is no real single source. It's a case of you just have to ask around until somebody gives up the goods for you. The screen brightness is a bit low on this one, so hopefully we can pick it up. And there we go. Marvellous. Looking spantacular. Oh no, I'm using silly words. Okay, the Wi-Fi doesn't work on this, of course. Which basically means everything's useless, because these days the internet is the computer. Thank you very much, Sun, for coining that concept. Oh well, we know it works. That's what matters. Yes, we're having trouble finding the site because you have no internet. Actually, there's a weird glitching going on, but I think that's just Ubuntu. I'm pretty sure that's Ubuntu. Okay, I'm gonna have to get a... Yeah, it's doing a weird glitch in there. I'm gonna have to get a bootable solid state drive to put into this. Power off. And I've got to think where I've got one that I can use. So I'm not sure why it's glitching. It could be another fault on the board. It could be... what are you doing? Just shut down. Come on. Let's try this one. Now the only trouble with these is some of them are the new Apple AFPS, is it, or APFS? And not all machines yet are updated to handle APFS, so they'll just come up with a little circle crossed out. Stockholm's... I keep wanting to say Razor for some reason. No, absolutely not. If you message me asking for that, I definitely will say no, I don't know where I can get it from. Absolutely. Top secret information. I got a feeling this one's going to come up with the circle crossed out, but guess we'll see. Oh no, we've got a boot. Okay. I suppose the next question is, what is on it? Because I don't know. Some of these I'll just pull out of people's machines when they've given up on the machine or whatever. Because, yeah, when it comes to these 12+16 solid state disks, every single one you can collect, you collect. Because they're just too expensive. They're too valuable. And what's going to suck is when they run out. Have you set up a wish list type thing on Amazon cat food? No, I haven't, because... Oh, it looks like it is mine. This one is mine. I haven't set up any wish lists or anything like that because being in Australia and where I am, the whole wish list thing doesn't really work too well. There's a lot of wasted finance and time and stuff like that. Whereas if I can just do it directly out of, say, PayPal or whatever, then it just works easier for me. What's my password? I have no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe? 6? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. No. Password? I don't know. Seriously? I don't even know my own password. Let's see if... No. I really don't know. MacBook? Nope. Why don't you give me a hint? No, I don't even know what my password is about that. I'll just have to reformat that one. That is just really weird. I would have expected I'd know my password, but it's none of the ones I know. Oh well. Yeah, I tried 1, 2, 3, 4. I tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I tried QWERTY, all the usual sort of quick entry passwords, but no, none of them working. Oh well. I'll probably do a more extensive job on that. I should leave this out, and that's what I should do. I should actually format that now. Yes. And I might put a screw in to there so that it doesn't fall out on me. And I'll put... There's Mr. Cheesehead. Put the Cheesehead screw into the fan. Good job. And we'll reconnect the Wi-Fi. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Up, up, up. Good. I do have 2 more jobs to do in this batch, but I'm starting to feel the tiredness a little bit. I only had about 3.5 hours sleep last night, and yesterday I was on the highway doing the 500-kilometer trip, and that certainly wore me out. And then of course there's all the stress, the fact that, you know, trying to with Micro and his health. That's been something that's been wearing on me for a very long time now. So I'm hoping we're finally getting some headway with that. Whoops, someone's brains in a bowl there. And this is obviously not going to show up. Now, the question is, do I even have a High Sierra? This should be able to do a recovery boot, I think. So Option R, power up. How about no password? Yeah, I tried the no password, that was no good either. It's got a 2012 3330 to boot, that's good. If you have an issue with LVDS connector, I don't think the one I put on is right. Yeah, they can have a slight difference there. Look, why isn't this booting? How far is your scope from the desk? That's a good question. Why didn't you respond to my... Damn it, I mustn't have pressed the buttons right. about one forearm, that distance. That's how far it's back. And it's off by about 300 mils to my side. Rest, thank you. That is the only trouble with the PayPal. I must admit, I'm sorry. I need to find a way to integrate that into the Open Broadcaster. The only trouble is then it will probably show up things that I don't want people seeing. Ah. Okay, why didn't my Option R work? It should work on this machine. But yeah, with those LVDS connectors, I know with some of them you have to trim off the edges, but I prefer not to do that. I prefer to just fit the right connector. Command R. Oh, I always thought it was Option R. Well, I'll take Command R. I always thought it was like R and D for local recovery and diagnostics, or Option R and D for internet-based ones. But now I'm hearing differently. Well, thank you, Res. I do appreciate that greatly. Let's go Command R, you say. What about the lens to stuff you're working on? Predator, I've got a 0.7 Barlow on that, so I got about 150 mil working distance at the maximum. Okay, people, Command R is what we're pressing. Yeah, it looks like it is doing something like that, but that definitely looks like a local one as opposed to the internet one. Yeah, well, I would use USB, but here's the problem. It's on the other side of the house. And I've already departed from this stream a couple of times now, so I thought I'd stick around instead. Mr. Stamper, good morning to you, sir. Still be curious to see what this recovers as standard. I found it was the only way I could get things like, I needed Yosemite on a machine so that I could, when I build Flexboard View, I can build an older binary so therefore it works for future editions. High Sierra was still too recent. I couldn't seem to get my hands on Sierra anymore, and I was lucky that one of the machines I had happened to have Yosemite on it, so that's why at this point Yosemite is the earliest edition I support with Flexboard View. Dorf Schmidt. Looks like Peonov and Yes are talking in Offense. You can just set a new password for login. It doesn't fix the keychain access. Ah, right. That's okay. I'm kind of curious to see how this goes. By golly, gosh, this takes a long time. I mean, the next version of macOS will be out by this time this is done. What is it? Yosemite. I prefer Yosemite. Like Vegemite. What next? You're going to start saying solder instead of solder, and aluminum instead of aluminium. Where do you people come up with these mangled name pronunciations? I don't know. Come on, come on, come on. We're all getting bored here, little computer. Get to the job. Get to it. Jamie always thought it was Yosemite. Is it a hard drive? No, it's a solid stable. It's gotten into the second stage now, so this should be quick now from here. Yes, Catalina's in. I haven't had a chance to try that one yet. Alright, let's reinstall macOS. Continue. Ooh, it's High Sierra. Oh wait, High Sierra, yeah. I already know High Sierra. It wants Wi-Fi. Here we go. Paul's Wi-Fi password 1234567 2. The number of people who still get that wrong, and understandably so. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, I don't know why it takes so long with the built-in one. It's got me stumped, but it does. Now, Pianov, you'll just have to do everything live. Think of how much fun you're going to have doing live streams, where your brain operates at about half your normal capacity, and everybody's there to pick on your mistakes. It's just thrilling. It's exhilarating. You should try it. Boot into the recovery petition. Oh yeah, right. So just hold down Option and then pick the recovery petition. Try that next time. Are you kidding? No, I'm just doing a reinstall anyway. It'll give it a chance for me to test this machine. And as you said, it doesn't fix the keychains. Oh well. Anyway, look, I better finish up here. I mean, it's 10:30 already, which is normally when I start work, but I am feeling tired, and you can hear my voice is fading out on me right now. It is. Alright, I'm going to let this run. When this is done, I will then put the Valley test on it and run it overnight. And if that passes, then it should all be good. But I can imagine it shouldn't have any real problems. It was just that one cap got unlucky. It took down 5 ESO. And that will definitely stop a machine from booting. So, and as for the other one, that was a bit of a pain that the screen is dead. I'm not sure. Like I said, we might be able to send it off to someone to get them to replace the cable. You know, maybe the cable in the screen side is damaged. I don't know. It's not my field of expertise. You have an excuse, no recording equipment. Oh, Pianov. By saying that, you're now going to make people send you equipment so you can record, so you can do live streams. So you're going to be in trouble soon. It'll be interesting to see if you ever did a live stream. Alright. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. Sorry about the Cat P fiasco in the middle, but that was very important for me to attend to. I guess we're going to find out the results tomorrow around about midday. We'll put in the sample around about 9 o'clock in the morning. We have excellent vet clinic here. They work with us on a very personal level because of the fact that, you know, we do all the rescue work. So, yeah, they go out of their way to help us. They're nice people. I very much trust them for a lot of stuff. Anyway, I'll probably let you know how we go, and hopefully it's good news from here on, and we can get Micro back up to good health, because believe me, that is very much wrecking my mind the last few months. Yeah, been some dark days in there. That Micro is very much my little boy, and yeah, I don't care what other people say, but yeah, it's just how some of them get to. You know, they really dig into your heart and you feel it. So anyway, I'll let you know. I'll talk to you all later. Until then, you take care.